Definitely, we are the lifestyle of music. Good morning going out to you if you're listening to us on Plus 89.9 FM or you're watching on 3 Music TV. We are glad that you're joining us on the Culture Daily Morning Show. It is time for Unpacking. And on Unpacking this morning, we are going to have a historical conversation. But before then, have you grabbed your cleansed hand soap yet? If not, please grab one today, killing 99.9% of germs and bacteria with every use and very perfect for your hand washing moments throughout the day. You can grab it in antibacterial, chocolate, aloe vera, strawberry, or vanilla and honey. Stay clean with cleanse. You can also recommend it to your friends and family as well. And remember that the GC brand is all about you. Another thing I'm going to ask you to grab is Bang & Olufsen's Atelier. Experience sound like never before and become part of the craft. This is also where you design your own bespoke audio masterpiece or select from exclusive creations tailored to your style. So whether it's a speaker that seamlessly fits your space or a statement piece that turns heads, remember that with Bang & Olufsen's Atelier, if you can imagine it, then you can hear it. Discover more with Bang & Olufsen locators at Atlantic Towers, Airport City, Accra. Remember again that you dream it and we craft it. You can call 0201 694341, 0201 694341 and grab yours today. I did mention that we are about to have a historical conversation today, taking us all the way back in time, okay? And I'm very interested in this conversation because, like you always hear me say, that I'm a woman's woman. Today, seated in conversation with me is Mr. Japhet Aryiku, who is the executive director of W.E.B. Du Bois Center. So let's welcome Mr. Aryiku.
Thank you.
Hi, Mr. Aryiku. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Very well.
Okay.
Good to see you again.
Same here, sir. Same here. All right. So I would just want you to take us through what your role as executive director of the center is, and then we get talking about Shirley Graham Du Bois.
Okay. Yeah. So I actually serve as the executive director of the W.E.B. Du Bois Museum Foundation, which has signed on with the Ghana government to develop the Du Bois Center into an iconic and a first-class museum complex to honor both W.E.B. Du Bois and his second wife, Shirley, both of whom are interred at the center. Okay. Yeah, so we are still in the process of sort of completing our fundraising and all of that. So by the end of 2028, you have a beautiful complex at the center right now. So we're working on that.
Working on that. How far gone are the renovations there? Because I remember sometime last year we were there to have a look at some of the works that you were doing. You had a symposium and all of that. So how far gone is it?
Well, we're moving forward aggressively. Well, one of the things first thing we're going to be doing is to restoration process, restore the bungalow that Du Bois and Shirley lived. That is untouchable, something that we want to restore it to the way that it was when they lived there. There have been some changes over the years. We want to bring it back to where it was when they lived there, complete with the period furniture. We're going to have the bed, everything, all that.
Same bed that they used.
Well, we are still looking for the bed that they use, the bed and the mattress. So for your audience out there, if anybody knows where the bed and the mattress and the pillows of Du Bois,
if it's not decayed,
even if it's decayed, we'll repair it. Right. But we're looking for that. Otherwise, we're going to replicate the period furniture and all that in there. So the renovation will start around August or so, and it will go on for about maybe 8 months or so. So we're going to close the bungalow, renovate it, and then open it up to the public. And then we're going to look at the tomb, also to rebuild the tomb. We're going to build a museum. We're going to build a library. I mean, some fantastic project we have in mind.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So now that plans are underway, for those who don't know who Shirley Graham Du Bois is, can you please fill us in on that information? Okay.
So Shirley Graham Du Bois was the second wife of the W.E.B. Du Bois, a very, very influential person in her own right. She was a writer, a composer, an activist. She had 2 degrees from Oberlin College in Ohio. She studied music, and in fact, she is the first African-American woman to compose a 16-scene opera. Okay, it's called Tom Tom, an Epic of Music and the Negro in 1932.
Okay.
Incredible.
So that's more like a theatrical performance.
Right.
Okay.
Nobody has ever done that. So we are hoping, in fact, one of my plans is I'm in conversation with Juilliard School of Music in New York.
Okay.
We're in conversation with them to see if in 2028, when we dedicate the center, we can have a miniature performance of this opera.
Be awesome.
That has not been performed in so many years.
Also, I think that you should employ the services of University of Ghana, the theater arts department specifically, or maybe the dance and music department as well, or maybe in general, I would say that the Bachelor of Fine Arts department, so that they are able to also play a role in that as well, right? Because they are really fine, talented people in that department. So I'll speak for them because I'm a product of the Department of Theatre Arts in the University of Ghana.
Wonderful.
So you should have them on board.
I would definitely love to.
How that works.
I would love to do that to engage them in a conversation to start the.
So that would be a nice measure.
Yes,
right? Looking forward to that.
Okay.
Well, now Shirley was also the director of the Ghana National Television.
Yes.
Right. Appointed by Dr. Kwame Nkrumah.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So the role that she played in making sure that TV was what it was at the time, because I think I say that usually you need to know where you're coming from to understand your present and then to know where you are going. Right. So she played a very pivotal role in broadcasting. So just also share that with us. Okay.
So when Du Bois and Shirley came, they developed a very special relationship with Kwame Nkrumah. You know, Kwame Nkrumah invited them to come. As a matter of fact, even before that, Shirley came to Ghana in 1958 to attend the All-African Congress meeting. Du Bois couldn't come, so Shirley came and actually read a speech on his behalf. So from that moment, Shirley developed a very strong relationship with Kwame Nkrumah. She became part of his inner circle. So when the husband died in 1963, Nkrumah sort of engaged her to become the director of television. This was at the early stages of television broadcasting in Ghana, because she has a background. So she actually helped to sort of craft some of the programs, program for children, program for farmers, program for the ordinary people, something like, Today in Parliament, for the people to know what is happening in the country and all of that.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, and she actually brought a television company called Sanyo, a Japanese company, brought them to Ghana to assemble television for the population.
I was just going to ask, I think that I've seen that brand
Sanyo.
Before.
That is correct.
Yeah. Okay.
It was Shirley Graham who went to Japan and convinced them to come. And then afterwards, Philip Television also came to Ghana. So she was very, very instrumental in really getting programs on board. Now, she was a socialist and believed in Kwame Nkrumah's socialist ideas, that you have to get the population to buy into servicing the state and the country. And so she did a very good job on that.
Okay. Now, it almost sounds really easy how you speak on her achievement, right? But are there any holdbacks that she had? Also being that she was not originally typically Ghanaian, right? Knowing my people, there's a possibility that there'll be some questions, put across, eyebrows raised as to why. So how was she able to scale over that?
Yeah, well, as I said, when you're dealing with the big boss, it's not too difficult to overcome all these challenges. So she didn't have too much of an impediment. But I think what happened though was that she became a target during the 1966 coup. She became a target in a 1966 coup d'etat, that overthrew Kwame Nkrumah. She was detained in her home for about 6 months, and then she was deported out of the country. Now just imagine the scene. The coup d'etat happened on February 24th of 1966. 23rd of February was Du Bois's birthday. He would have been 98 on the 23rd of February. So you can just imagine the scene, and unfortunately she's there, so we have to reconstruct it. So she will have celebrated the birthday of her husband the day before. She goes to bed, in the middle of the night, she hears all this rumbling of army shots and all of that. They invaded her bedroom. We don't know what she had on, but you can imagine, as a woman, she probably had on her nightgown, and all of that. And the army went in there. and started throwing things around, burning Du Bois' books. It's a scene that part of the work that we're going to be doing at the Du Bois Center is to cultivate Ghanaian historians, cultivate Ghanaian researchers to try to recreate the life of Du Bois. Absolutely, bring it to life. Right. But so she became a target as a result of her work with Kwame Nkrumah in trying to promote the ideas of socialism in the country.
She was also a Pan-Africanist, right? And then also championed civil rights of women.
Absolutely. Right. And she was also a biographer. Okay. Just so you know, so she wrote a biography of Paul Robeson, one of the most important black activists. She wrote the biography of Booker T. Washington, Gamal Abdel Nasser. She wrote a biography of him, and Julius Nyerere. Okay. So she was a
multitasker.
She a prolific writer, absolutely a prolific writer. And
do you have all of the books that you mentioned?
Yes,
do you have all the
I have all of them. Yeah, I have all of them in my library. And
I should come grab them and then just read through, just to see how good she is or she was at the time.
Absolutely.
27th of March marks the 48th anniversary of her passing. How is the center and then the foundation planning to commemorate this anniversary?
Yeah, so we have been very careful not to forget her. I mean, Du Bois is a towering figure, but we have been very careful not to forget her. So we are going to commemorate the event on a small scale. We are putting out an ad in the in Ghanaian Times, I think to appear tomorrow or Friday. Okay, full-page ad. Paying tribute to her and her legacy and her contribution to the work of Du Bois. At the center, we're going to lay a small wreath. Now, she died in China in 1977, and she was cremated. So her ashes are at the center, right next to the husband. We don't think it's very dignified the way that her ashes being displayed. So in the plan for the future of the tomb, the memorial we're going to build for them, we're actually going to create a grave. We're going to create a grave next to the husband. We're not going to in there. Okay, that they're buried one next to each other. So tomorrow we're going to lay a small wreath on behalf of the family, on behalf of the Du Bois Foundation.
Is it a public wreath laying ceremony?
No, just a small, a private one, small one that we're going to be doing for her. But I think eventually we are going to try to really let the world know that this lady was very important in the life of Ghanaians. How she brought information to the Ghanaian public. Myself included. I mean, this was the time when I was growing up, in the 60s and all of that. How we were influenced by the radio announcements and television. Actually, I was on television back in the 60s.
Were you?
I was on television.
Please fill me in on that.
And I'm trying to, we have to do the research, find
the footage.
They have something called tic-tac-toe or something. Tic-tac-toe or something. It's like a quiz. It's like a quiz program. And so I appeared against this young man who was like the champion. The son of Alice Grace Nsaki.
Was this in Ghana?
This was in Ghana, the son of Alice Grace Nsaki was here. So he was the champion. I was invited, and he beat me, but I was on television.
And this was also through, of course, the handiwork of Shirley Graham Du Bois. So this is more like a 360 moment for you, where everything has, come full circle, right? How has this also impacted your life? Because your memory of back then and then now, having to work really closely with this project, even though she has passed, there's also this, there's a link, right, between you being young, being on TV because of her, and then now having to put everything together for the foundation and the center. What's the impact that it's had on you?
It has been, Lenny, it's like a life work, When I look at my life and how this whole thing started, I always tell people that I met Du Bois when I was 13, 14 years old. And then they wake up.
Yes, I remember you told the story.
And then I said, I went to a school library, and the first book that I picked was about Du Bois, Source of Black Folk. And I memorized the first paragraph for the second chapter, the problem of the 20th century is the problem of the color line. So for me to cycle back so many years later to sort of work on this project, to honor the legacy and the memory of Du Bois is like something that I think the good Lord prepared me for it. I want to believe that the good Lord prepared me for it. And for many, many things. I retired early from the bank. I was at JP Morgan Chase. I was the vice president and chief of staff in the finance division. Yep. Okay. And I retired from there after 9/11. My office was about 5 blocks away from 9/11. So I saw the
Wasn't the trauma?
I saw the whole 2 buildings come down. It was traumatic for me. So that was in September. December, I just said you went downtown to Wall Street, you could smell the air of human flesh.
Right.
Even 3 months later, 4 months later. So I just retired. And I started to do something different and all of that. And along the way, I sort of stumbled upon this project here. And so it's been a wonderful experience for me. And I think I'm determined to do it. We are determined to rebuild this center into the best center for Du Bois, all things Du Bois. Everybody will come from all over the world to come and visit this center to say, if I want to learn anything about Du Bois, I have to come. And Shirley Graham have to come to Ghana to do that.
And I would also like to applaud you, Mr. Aryiku, and then your team as well for the job that you people have put in over the years to making sure that your dreams come to life, right? You mentioned that in 2028, the museum will be open for viewing. But from between now to that time, are you open for those who just want to come, do their findings, do some learnings, not exactly for the museum, and also now know that, okay, this is what is here, this is what's being done, like just the process, going through the process until 2028. Are you open to that?
Yeah, so we're working on that. As a matter of fact, we know that the bungalow will be closed once we start the renovation.
Okay.
We have to take out all the books and all the things out of the bungalow and then start repairing the books and all of that. So the bungalow will be closed.
Oh, the books are going to be repaired as well?
Absolutely. The books are going to be repaired. We have a relationship with the Library of Congress, who's going to be teaching Ghanaians how to repair and restore books. And we have
that's creating jobs, so that's nice.
It's going to create plenty of skilled jobs. We have 2 of our staff who are going to go to Washington in around October for a 4-month internship at the Library of Congress. Okay. They said they can only take 2 at a time. So when they come back, another 2 is going to go. We're going to be training our people on how to repair books and the fabrics as well. So in the meantime, what we're going to do is we're doing a virtual tour of the bungalow, which we are going to show when it's closed. So to be the virtual tour that we're going to be showing visitors, and also the tomb.
I like the idea of the virtual tour. Absolutely. That means that it's not totally closed off. People can still come and then they'll just watch.
It's about 20-25 minutes of video that we're going to be showing of all the things in there, and then they'll get to see the tomb as well, because that'll be open. And then they're going to we are going to start the repair and the preservation of the books. So we call it a lab. And for the lab, we have actually intentionally created a glass screen so that people can see us working on the books.
Now, for those watching on 3 Music TV, the shot that came before were the books, and I mean, it makes sense that the books are like this because it's been years and years and years, right? So I like that these books are going to be repaired.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking to see.
I like the idea. Well,
absolutely.
Probably was not kept as safe as they should have been. Preservation as well, really, really important, which wasn't done. So it's a good thing that all of these repairs are going to be done. What also excites me is that, you're going to be creating jobs for some people in Ghana, and then also you're paying attention to training them to make sure that they are on top of the game, right?
Yes, absolutely. This is going to be a fantastic project where no less than 100 permanent jobs are going to be created. High-skilled jobs are going to be created at the center. And the flow of visitors, you can just imagine the flow of visitors, because Du Bois touch every continent, not just from the US, from China, from Japan, Europe, other African countries, South America, Brazil. We get inquiries from Brazil, scholars from Brazil that want to know
to
come to Ghana to do some research. We tell them, yeah, you can come at a later time and all that. So it's going to be a tremendous boom in terms of tourism to the center.
And I see how you spark up when you're speaking about, the Du Bois Center and the foundation and all the work you are putting in.
Yes.
So again, congratulations to you and the team, and thanks for having this conversation with us, educating us on Shirley Graham Du Bois.
Yes.
The conversation was with Mr. Japhet Aryiku. The full conversation will be on YouTube. You can find it 3 Music Networks, and then snippets of it will be across our socials: 3 Music TV on Instagram, 3 Music Networks on X as well, and then you can find it on TikTok, 3 Music Lifestyle. This has been Unpacking. My name is Lenny Lomote.